All right, welcome back. Let's make some pants. So in the last video, I did a longer intro, so I'm not going to do that. I'll just do a really brief one. If you hold down Alt and then all of your mouse buttons are going to help you navigate. So we're going to go to our rectangle tool here, and we're going to just draw over the body. You see how I'm making it a little looser than the hip? For like a bit of a looser. These are going to be kind of like cargo, a little bit loose type of a pant. And then we are going to make some points here. So this is going to be for our side seam, our hip, and that's the waist, and then the crotch line. And now we can delete those, press C. And just do very basic, and then we can adjust it once it's on the body. And just bring that out just a little bit. And then I will go right click, symmetric sewing. And then we're gonna N sew that together. And then we're gonna go A again and Control C, Control V. And this is gonna be the back. So I'm going to rotate that around just so that the normals are correct. And then we will go right click and symmetric with sewing. And we're going to add actually a point on the hip line just so that we can, it'll be easier to sew it together. So for this one is the front, and the crotch line is going to be shorter. So we're going to take everything and just bring it down just a little bit. I'm just using the down arrow key. And for the back, we're going to bring that out. We want this crotch line to be the same everywhere. So we'll just go like that to give some more length. And then we will go press N and then sew these sides together. And then let's press spacebar. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I didn't actually press it. Okay. Let's try one more time. This thing keeps getting in the way. Let's just hide this, or we'll deactivate that. And then let's go and sew center back together. I'm just gonna freeze this one. I'm gonna bring that up a little bit and freeze that. I'm gonna freeze that one as well. So now I can go N and sew these together. and then N. So that I'm going to press B just to go all the way up the hip line here. And then I'm going to press Q, Control A, and activate. So for the back, I'm going to bring that length up a little bit. And then you want all of usually your edges to be like perpendicular. So we're going to add 1 point here. Just going to bring that up a little. Let's make the cuff, the pant hem, the cuff on the pant, you know what I mean? The pant hem. I'm going to make it super wide. I'm going to cut and sew. And then I'm going to select all of these two first, and then I'm going to go, actually, we'll select this one and then go Control C, Control V. Bring that out here. Right click, symmetric with sewing. And same for the back. We'll go Control C, Control V. And then symmetric with sewing. So we're going to sew this to the other. Should we sew it to the... We'll sew it to the pant body. So you can see how it's switching here when you go up and down. So just make sure it's up. And you can sew it to the cuff too. Just gonna bring this down. Oh, might make it easier. Okay, so N, and then click, and then I'm gonna sew this to the bottom here. And we'll sew this. Actually, we'll sew this to the front part of the cuff. And then I'm gonna move that down a little bit. I'm gonna go N, sew that to the body of the pant leg. And that to the cuff. And then the outside as well. So now we can click on all of these and then go superimpose over. And then if you have problems like that, just strengthen it and it'll should sort it out. And then we can add a little bit of top stitching. So I'm going to make a new one. This one will be, I'll just call that pants, and then I'm going to make it thicker. 0.1. I'll just do segment. And we'll probably do the offset as like 0.5, maybe 1. Okay, and then we'll do this as well. And could add a whole bunch more. So we are going to next do the What should we do next? The waistband or the fly? I don't think we're going to do pockets on this one. I think it's going to be just a two-piece fly and then a waistband. So we're going to draw. We will draw the fly onto the front. So the fly will look like this. It's usually like 5 centimeters. And as I'm looking at this, it's actually should be like a straight line. It's like in my brain it should look different, but because it's a 3D model, it can just sort of look however because it's not actually real. All right, that should be good. So now we're gonna go G, and we're gonna go, actually we'll do Z. We will offset as internal line. Let's go maybe 4 centimeters. That should be good. And we're going to make a point here. And then we'll go G. And then hold down Control to curve that. And Enter. Let's bring that up a little. Oops, let's add a point here. That's probably good. So usually you'll have 2 lines on both. I don't know why this worked out, because this is the point where you have to remove linked editing for the top stitch. But I'm going to try it and just leave it as it is, because yeah, that's very weird. I don't understand. I'll probably figure it out after. But anyways, let's keep going. So we're going to go A and Control C, Control V. So I'm going to choose these lines here and I'm going to cut. And then A, I'm going to select that. I'm going to delete that. So this is going to be our underlap for the fly. So we're going to go N here and here, and then just press B, and then you can adjust that. And we will superimpose under, and this one no, we haven't set any of the layers, so we might as well set let's set all of the outer cuffs to layer. Let's set everything to layer 2 just to be safe. And then this will be layer 1. And we can set these as 3. Okay, and then that's pretty much done. We can add a it's got the hidden piece, whatever, that's fine. So we're gonna add a button. To the front here. And we'll just go to our button. And choose whichever one you want. Actually, we want the button here. So we'll delete that. And then here we will add our buttonhole. And you can go to fasten button. So we're going to move the button over a little bit, and then the buttonhole should actually be back here so that the shank is like in the middle. Now, and you can save this garment again before doing any major cuts. That's usually what I like to do. So I'm going to take the waistbands and we're just going to go cut and sew. And then it's the same thing as the cuff. So we'll take this. Sorry, I just need to fix this. This is driving me a little crazy. So you can take this one and actually we'll use this one. And then Control C, Control V and symmetric pattern with sewing. And before it starts to get a little confusing, I'm going to bring these. I'm going to try and bring it out. For the waistband, I'm going to copy all of these over just like we did with the cuff. And going to remove linked editing just to make sure that that stays like that. So let me just fix this. All right, so I'm going to select these lines here and then go cut and sew. Cut and sew. And then we're going to Control C, Control V, and Control C, Control V. And I'm just going to move these out. And then this one, I will Control C, Control V. And you can see the shape is a little bit, but that's fine. I am going to leave it so right click, symmetric with sewing. And then we're going to sew this here together. That to that. And this to this. Oh, I was looking at that and whoops. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna go sew this to this part and then this to here. And we can go to select button and just delete that one. So we can sew this to that. And then this one to the pant. And this one also to the pant. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, that works pretty good. So this is also, we'll set all of these to layer 1. And that will complete your pants. Oh, look at that. Mess this up. I'll spend a couple minutes just fixing things up, and then maybe if you want, we'll make some pockets. Or we'll start some pockets. Wow, that's really bugging me. This is a problem. It's like, oh, it doesn't need to be, it's not real, right? But then it just bugs me. So for pockets, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have like some big pockets here, and then some like quarter top Little quarter top pockets. Quarter top's gonna be. We won't make real. Let's make faux quarter top pockets. So we'll go G, and then make a design line. This doing it last minute is actually a bad idea because now it's not symmetrical. But at least we have these lines that are exactly the same. So we'll just go like that. And then what we could do, I have an idea. We're gonna go A, we'll use this one. These are gonna be real fake quarter top pockets. We're gonna go Control C, Control V, Z, cut, delete that, and then offset as internal line. Let's go maybe 2. Let's make them wide, 2 centimeter, and then we'll go cut. A symmetric pattern. Where's the other one? I don't even know where it is. So we're gonna go N. So that top point to that. And that end. Let's remove the link to editing. And we'll just go right click and superimpose over. And what we did, what was it, 2 centimeters? This might look kind of neat over top. We'll leave it over top. I was thinking it could go underneath, but so we're gonna go select these and okay, doesn't want to do that. Add perpendicular. I don't think I've done this before actually. That might not work. I'm just gonna take this. We're gonna do it a way that's actually not really right, but it is right. So just matching up the lines and then go right click. We're going to extend that to and add a point to pattern outline. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Kind of off a little bit. Okay, now we can sew this to that and this one to that, hopefully. Okay, the one worked out, but the other one didn't. Oh, you know what? It's probably twisted. Yeah, it's twisted, so just right click and reverse that if that happens. Okay, so that's kind of our quarter top pocket. And then let's set this here. We'll make that layer 3. That's kind of nice. I have a pair of shorts that I made, and I made real pockets that actually open. And they worked out pretty good, so you can definitely do that if you want to add like a pocket bag, but especially for animating, it's just gonna get a little bit crazy. So what else can we do? This is gonna be a really long tutorial. I'm sure like half the people have already left. Let's add some belt loops. Maybe just to the front. I was just thinking about something else too. They're not long enough. Belt loops. Oh, tops. Yeah, let's add some top stitch to the pockets. That's important. So we're gonna do our... Which one is offset? Actually, you know what? I should go pants. Name that offset. And then we'll add a segment. I never do segment, but we will. Oh, we set these over top. Oh, right. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. We'll do this first. We'll just sew both of those lines with the top stitch. And if you want to have a look at the difference, just select both of these and then you could set them as layer 1. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as good, especially since they're fake pockets. So we will leave them as 3. And I like the way the top stitching looks. Could even add another little line here of stitching. And then of course all the stitching on the waistband and all that. And all right, belt loops. And then I just want to bring these down a little bit. Shoes is very important. You want to add your shoes to your model first. So because I will be adding shoes, I'm not going to make them too long. And then once you get your pants all perfect, and you're like, oh no, now I have to add my shoes and all of the meshes intersecting. Just one by one, bring your leg up, freeze everything, bring in your shoe file, and then you can activate it again. I shouldn't have done that. Let's undo that. Oh no, I can't undo it. All right, belt loops. We're going to draw them right on the body so they're actually going to be in the right spot. And I should move this down a little. All right, let's make a rectangle. I like really thick belt loops. And then this is the annoying thing when you have a 2-piece fly, is that now any change you make to the front, it has to be sewed separately. So you can't do your symmetric editing. And then for these, I'm just going to make them like thick. Just add the thickness here. So we want some sewing lines on there. It's always the belt loops and little tiny pieces of geometry that take so long. Actually, I'm going to delete that. And now we're going to add our sewing line, which is the top. Here. Over by the pockets. Check the length. It's 3.5. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like them wide like that. 3.5. It's always like wishful thinking. Can I change them all at the same time? No. I'm just going to sew the top part. Oh no, did I sew to the wrong one? I thought it was the right. No, that's... Oh, yeah, you know what I did? We have to set the layer on this. So, it's just 5. Perfect. And we'll add... Just bring this up. You know how it's always at the top of your waistband? And you should probably make it parallel. And then pockets. The big pockets. Let's make some big pockets on the front. So I'm just pressing G. And then we will... I'm going to make them the whole length, actually. So I'm going to Control C, Control V. That one over here, and then N, so that... Can add some Topstitch. So this is going to be the pocket flap. Actually, let's do... Yeah, that'll work. So I'm just adding some seam, a guideline here. And we will add we're going to add our buttons. And just conceal the top part. So we'll superimpose over. We can have two, like one on each side. So, yeah, this obviously is going to be a lot easier to do initially. So my bad. I wasn't really planning on these kind of pockets. It's a very last minute thing. Oh, I already top stitched that. I didn't realize that. But it's really, like for a pair of denim pants, it's really, it should be thicker. So let's make it 0.3 and the length 0.2. So for the buttons, we can change. Make them a little more metallic. So just bring up the metalness and your roughness. And then for the shirt, I'm going to take all of these pieces and put them on layer, I don't even know, 4 or 5 or something like that. So that whatever we make for our next garment will be, I always have so many different numbers. 6, 7, whatever. And then when you animate it and everything goes on layer 0, it can be really frustrating. I used to have 2 files and then save the second one as an NM, but then it takes up a lot of space. So I try to put everything on layer 0, then do the animation, and then do Control Z. Save it first, and then everything on layer 0, and then Control Z, because once you lose all of that layer information, oh my goodness, that is not fun. All right, well, thanks for watching. And do I even have animation in here? I don't even know. And the next one, I think we're going to do, I don't know, actually. Maybe just a big belt. Maybe some like belts. And maybe, or you know what? No, let's do a vest. I was thinking of a vest, like a big cozy wool vest for winter. All right, see you later.